Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Jordyn. Welcome to today's video, which is just going to be kind of a productivity vlog, sort of a day in the life, maybe a few days in the life. We will definitely be crocheting, but I'm not exactly sure what. I have to look at my order queue. But also I have an exciting change I'm going to be making in my office, and that's the first thing I'm going to be doing with you here today, because not sure if you're able to see all the boxes here, but I've got three very large, very heavy boxes here from flexispot that I'm so excited to open up and put together because they have generously sent me one of their standing desks. And this is absolutely going to change the game when it comes to my home office here, which is where I do a lot of my crocheting, but also obviously a lot of my other general working. I have a day job. This is where I do my day job, and this is where I edit YouTube videos. I spend a lot of time in this office. And I have always wanted a standing desk, and I have been eyeing flexispot from afar, waiting for the day when I can press purchase on one of their desks, and I am just so over the moon that they offered to send me one to feature in a vlog. And now that all of the packages have arrived to me, I can't wait any longer. I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing assembled and put into place here in my office. So the plan is to spend as long as I need to today getting this thing put together, move my old desk situation out of the office, get it set up where I want it to be, and I'm gonna bring you along for the entire thing. And then after that, I promise I will give you some crochet content. I'll show you what I've been working on lately. And like I said, this will just be a little productivity vlog. Hopefully if you've got something you're doing, something you need to put together in your home, or some cleaning or decluttering or something that you need to be doing, I will keep you company and keep you accountable, and then we'll get some fun crochet time, relax time at the end. All right, that's the plan. I'm gonna get to assembling, and I'll be back with whatever update I have when I have it. Okay, my friends, it is the next day, and I feel like I'm standing in a brand new office because of how different things look around here. You saw some of the progress, but I am going to flip you around and show you, of course, the new desk and just the new space in general. I think this will work best to do on my phone because lighting on my camera gets a little weird when I try to face it towards the windows. So I'm gonna try to use my phone and give you the overview of the desk and the office. All right, I've got you on 0.5 lens view right now, so you can get kind of the view from the door of my office to what it's looking like right now. Obviously, you can see here the new desk setup. So I will tell you that this L portion that's along the window and the back wall is the flexispot desk. This black piece right here is an old desk that I had that I was using before that I actually think fits really nicely here to give me a little bit more storage space, a little bit more workspace, and makes a really cute and functional U-shaped situation for me because it matches basically perfectly with the flexispot desk. So to run you through the flexispot desk situation, I am so happy with how this turned out. I also was so happy with how the assembly of this went. Let me flip you around this way to talk about it. You saw the time lapses of me working on it. I did finish it all completely within one day, which is awesome, even within one afternoon. It probably took me about 3.5 hours to build the desk, which is quite a bit of time, I would say, but the instructions were all clear for me. I didn't have really many mistakes or anything that I needed to figure out on my own. It was an overall really smooth assembly, and then it probably took me about 30 minutes to do all of the rearranging of my office once the desk itself was set up. I do really like how the desk itself is put together. I don't know if you're really able to tell here, but these are two separate pieces. So this little cube section was the very first thing that I built. Then I built this wider cabinet section, and those you assemble separately. And then after you build the frame of the standing portion, you basically stick the frame in between the two cabinets and then push them together, and then you connect them with some screws, which is really clever. And I do like that this standing portion can even be used separately from this cabinet portion if you want it to. That's really nice and versatile. I do love the drawers in here. They slide nice and easily, and I've already filled them with a bunch of my stuff. I have a little bit of work to do with my cord management, but that is to come in due time. And then the absolute best part to talk about. Okay, the sit to stand adjustment feature. So obviously right now this is at sitting level for me. I love that I can access every part of the desk, and I was able to set this height for exactly what works for me while I'm sitting here. But then not only can I adjust it up to standing, but you can also set presets. You can set up to 4 predetermined heights for you to then click it with one push, and it goes up to the standing height that you have determined to be perfect for you, and vice versa for sitting and any other positions you would want it at. So to demonstrate, pushed it once and up it goes to standing level. Super smooth. And now I have a standing desk and I'm not even in frame anymore. This really, really is a game changer for me and my productivity at work. Honestly, this space is just begging for like a walking pad now, so I can really be upping my body movement during work hours. But overall, this is such an upgrade, and I can't think of anything else that I would want more in a standing desk. I can't wait to continue working on it, and so thank you so much to flexispot for sending me this desk to feature in a video. If you want your own flexispot product, I will have a code down in my description box. If you are like me and you've been eyeing a product like this, I really, really genuinely would recommend this one, and can speak for myself and say that this is going to level up my personal productivity, and I would recommend the same to anyone else who wants to do that in their space. All right, so with that, let's get on to the rest of the brief office tour, and then let's do some crocheting, shall we? Okay, so back to the doorway of the office. Here to the left, I have a cabinet that I'm not going to go through completely, but I've just got various organizers, which I did go through with this little office reorganization and reorganize and relabel, but a lot of just general office supplies, some shipping supplies, stuff like that. Then here in this corner, not super fun to look at, but we have a file cabinet necessary for my family, some storage boxes with things that I still kind of need to go through. I've got my mannequin back there, and then I've got some bags of yarn and craft supplies that I, again, need to go through and find places to put them long term. Under this black desk here, I've got some things. So down there we have a fire safe where we put like the really important documents. I've got some storage bins just on top of there where I'm putting things I want readily accessible. Same here, just some storage for miscellaneous office supplies. I've got a trash can and a paper shredder, super exciting. I'm not gonna go through everything in my desk, but we've got some prime real estate here for office supplies, my camera tripod. We've got my TBR cart. This is for the reading that I do. These are unread books that I want to be reading soon. These are actually all of my unread books in my collection. We've got 2 works in progress for crochet projects. Here we've got my Munbin thermal printer, which is new to me. Excited to keep trying that out. And then I 3D printed a stand to hold the different labels and stickers and things to use with it. We've got this little 3 cube full of yarn. We've got my bookshelves full of red books, which do need to be gone through a little bit. I want to clear out these 2 shelves, which have puzzles and like bookmarks and book sleeves and just random stuff that I want to clear out of there to make more room for books so that I can spread them out a little bit because things are getting a bit crowded. Up above there, I have some bins of finished crochet items, which I am saving for future markets. And then this messy corner over here, firstly has my pegboard of yarn scraps, which is looking very full, need to use those. And then a shameful pile of yarn over here, some of which has projects I intend to use it for, and some of which do not. So we are needing some more yarn storage solutions up in here, but not sure if we're going to be figuring that out today. All right, so with that, like I said, let's do some crocheting. I do have some projects I'm working on. I think what I'm going to work on next in this video is an ombre cardigan, which I am currently making for my friend Travis, who placed an order with me. So I think that sounds like a good place to start, a nice thing to be working on this afternoon. So let's put on the music, start the B-roll, and do some crocheting together. Okay friends, a little bit of time has passed. It's been a couple days since my last update, but I do have some things to report on, first with my office and then with some crochet stuff. So let's catch up. So 2 major updates to report in the office. The first is behind me. Let's see if I can get it. If you can see here, I added a second 3 cube for yarn, which is going to be really nice for keeping all of my yarn organized and kept off of the floor as much as possible. Now this accounts for all of my yarn that doesn't currently have an order attached to it. And so this little corner of shame now only has yarn that has active orders allocated for them, so that yarn should get used up relatively quickly. I have a plan for it all, whereas this yarn, I don't have a plan for it. It'll sit a little bit longer, but at least it's on a shelf. So I feel great about that. And then the second update that I have to share is that I did go ahead and get myself a walking pad for under my desk, which is going to be so nice for when I'm in standing mode, because then I can put it on a low speed, get some steps in while I'm working. I even think I will be able to stand and walk and crochet a little bit. I'm gonna put that to the test here right now. But yeah, I scored this on Amazon Prime days, and it is making my flexispot standing desk even more useful for me. As for the crochet projects that I was working on, I did go ahead and get that ombre cardigan finished up. So I went ahead and got it packaged up, shipped off, and it is on its way to its forever owner. So I'm excited about that. My next project that I am trying to finish up is actually a gift for my grandmother. She asked for a cardigan and I went over to her house and talked to her about what she wanted. And this was many weeks ago now. She is completely understanding that like I have other orders coming in and I should prioritize those as much as possible. So I've been putting off working on her cardigan and just kind of doing it in bits and pieces here and there between orders, maybe if I'm waiting on yarn or something. But I'm now to the point where her cardigan is almost finished and I just want to fully finish it up and get it over to her so she's not waiting for months and months and months. Even though it is summertime and it's definitely warm where I'm at, it's not like this is something she's really waiting for from a warmth perspective, but I just want to get this finished for her. So I thought I would show you. It's just a granny stitch cardigan, not a hexagon pattern, just a regular cardigan where I've made the back panel and then 2 front panels that look like this. Let's see, maybe I can kind of put it on over my sweatshirt right now, but this is how the cardigan is looking so far. So these front panels are already connected to the back panel on the shoulder, and all I need to do now is figure out where I want the sleeves to start, make the sleeves, close up the sides, finish off the border and the cuffs, and then this cardigan will be good to go for my grandma. So I think that's kind of what I want to focus on right now. So I'm going to do that. Like I said, I want to try out the walking pad while crocheting to see how that works for me, because I would love to get some extra steps in doing something that I'm I'm already spending time doing. So I'm going to include a little bit of that footage here to give you that view. I'll come in with one final check-in. I don't know that I'll have this cardigan fully finished up, but I'll at least let you know how the progress is going, and then we will wrap this video up. All right, my little walk is complete. I went for a little over 20 minutes and it worked great. I just had it on a very low speed, like 1.2 miles per hour, I think. And while I did that, I did get 9 rows in on my crochet cardigan. So a nice little start on the sleeve here. Not too bad for 20 minutes of work, especially while figuring out my walking pad and crocheting while walking for the first time. But that was great. And like I said, I think that's going to be an amazing addition to my office, of course, along with the flexispot standing desk. So I could not be happier with how things are turning out in my office, and I have high hopes and expectations for my own productivity inside here. I will link the exact walking pad that I purchased down below in case you happen to be interested. And then, like I said earlier, I will also have flexispot's link down below as well. Any orders you place through that link will give me a small commission, but I absolutely stand by my recommendation for this desk, and I want to thank them one more time for sending me this desk, giving me this opportunity to feature it in a video. And I hope you enjoyed getting a little bit of another glimpse behind the scenes to my office where all the magic happens, and hopefully I helped you be a little bit productive as well. Other than that, I don't think I have anything else, so thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in my next one.